Hello, everybody. Abdi Academy family, how are you doing? I'm Mr. Lamy. I'm English teacher, and today we are going to discuss about simple present tense, part 1, structure and the usage of simple present 1 from grade 11 students textbook. So, arra wajjin ilaaluuf kan deemnu Ingiliffa kutaa 11ffaa grammar partii kan ta'e kutaa jalqabaa waa'ee simple present tense wajjin ilaalla. Structure and the usage of simple present tense. So let's start together. As I said, first today we are going to discuss definition of tense and the present simple tense. So first we define what tense is, and then we define the term present simple tense. Then we define and discuss the active structure of present simple tense. Obviously, present simple tense has two voice, which is active and passive, but today our focus is the active structure of present simple tense. And we discussed together the national exam related with present simple tense. So, gaaffiiwwan qormaata biyyoolessaarraa fudhatan mata duree kana faana immoo hariiroo kan qabanis kan waliin ilaallu ta'a jechuudha. So let's see the objectives of this lesson. Obviously, everything has its own objectives, and the same is true for this lesson. So by the end of this video, you will be able to identify the structure of present simple tense in affirmative or positive, negative, and interrogative sentences. So dhuma video kanatti caasaa present simple tense caasaa sadan inni qabu positive, negative, question addani baastu. Then correctly apply subject-verb agreement rules with regular and irregular verbs in present simple tense. And the third objective of this lesson is you will be able to use the tense to describe habitual action or routines in your daily life situations. So kunniin sadan objective lessonii kanaati jechuun. So let's define what tense is first. Students, let me ask you a question. What is tense for you? How do you define the term tense? That is great. So tense is a grammatical concept. Obviously, it is grammatical concept that tells us the time of an action or state of being. So the term tense is obviously grammatical concept that shows the time of an action or state of being. Tense gaafa jennu gaa grammar conceptii ta'ee yeroo yookaan afaan oromootiin hennaa kan jennu kan nutti himu jechuudha. It tells us about the time of an action or state of being. So obviously tense refers to the form of a verb. Tense is nothing, guys, but it tells us the form of a verb that tells us when something happens. Akkuma dura jedhe formii verbii ta'ee hennaa wanti tokkotti ta'e yookaan gochaan tokkotti ta'e kan nutti himudha. For example, it can be in present, it can be past, or it can be future. So depending upon this definition, tense can be divided into three major groups, guys, which is obvious: present, past, and the future. Egaa akka hiika kanaatti tense major gurguddaa sadii jala kaa'uu dandeenya: present, past, and the future. This is the definition of tense. So you can define the term tense in this way. That is great. Let's go to the next. So look, Present simple tense is a verb tense. Used to describe an actions that are habitual, or what we call habit in English, or regular actions, and general truths, or what we call unchanging situations. So present simple tense jechuun gosoota teensii keessaa tokko ta'ee gocha dhaabbataa tokko, gocha akka waliigalaatti dhugaa ta'e tokko fi habit kan jennu waan yeroo dheeraa akka amalaatti namatti baree gocha yeroo dheeraa nu faana turu tokko ibsuudhaaf kan itti dhimma baanu jechuudha. So you can define the term present simple tense is a verb tense or is kinds of tense used to describe actions which are habits or habitual actions, regulars, general truths, or unchanging situation. Great. Let's go to the next. Our next topic is the usage of present simple tense. After we define the term present simple tense, let's see the usage of present simple tense. Great. Let me ask you another question again. What do you use present simple tense, students? Megaphone singafada. Malif present simple tense fayyadam yookaan immoo haala akkamii keessatti present simple tense fayyadamuu dandeenya? That is great. Let's see together. So we use present simple tense to describe an action that is regular. That is regular action. That is true. Or that is normal. Gocha regular ta'e yookaan dhaabbataadhaan gocha goonu tokko, gocha immoo akka waliigalaatti dhugaa ta'e yookaan true kan ta'e tokkoo fi normal action kan ta'e ibsuudhaaf dhimma itti baana. Don't be confused, guys. True is always true. Regular action are always regular. So we need to use present simple tense. Fakkeenyaaf gocha amma lafarra jirrutti deddeebinee goonu tokko ibsuu yoo barbaanne past tense ibsuu hin dandeenyu. Sababni isaa kana duras gochaa turre ammas hin goonu gara fuulduraattis gocha kana raawwanna waan ta'eef. Yookaan immoo future dha jechuu hin dandeenyu. Sababni isaa we do these things always. They are regular. This is why we use present simple tense to indicate regular actions. Sababni nuti present simple tense fayyadamnuuf constant waan ta'aniif past dha jechuu hin dandeenyu, future dha jechuu hin dandeenyu, regular action dha jedhu. So as a general, we use present simple tense for the following actions. Number 1, for repeated or regular actions in the present period to indicate the repeated or regular actions. Repeated actions or regular actions. Gocha irra deddeebiidhaan goonu yookaan immoo gocha yeroo baay'ee goonu ibsuudhaaf present simple tense itti dhimma baana. Look at these examples. Number 1, I take the train to the office. This action is an action I do always whenever I go to my office. Whenever I went to go my office, I take the train. This action is repeated or regular. Yeroon offiisii koo deemu yookaan yeroo waajjira koo deemu yeroo hundumaa training qabadha. So gochi kun regular yookaan repeated action. So we need to use present simple tense to indicate repeated or regular action. Look at the next example. The train to Adama leaves every hour. Every hour. This action is also repeated or regular action. The term every hour indicate repeated or regular action. Every hour kan jedhu kun gochichi repeated yookaan regular ta'uu isaa nutti agarsiisa. So this is why we use present simple tense. Not only this, look at the next example again. Sarah sleeps 8 hours every night during the week. The term which says during the week indicate the action is repeated or constant. Let's continue. Number 2, we use present simple tense to indicate facts. Whenever you want to talk about fact, you need to use present simple tense. For example, the president of the USA lives in the White House. This is fact. Everybody knows this. The president of the USA lives in the White House. So we need to use present simple tense. Dhimma akka kana fact ta'e yookaan dhugaa ta'e namni hundumtutti walii galu present simple tense ibsuu dandeenya. Or a dog has 4 legs. This is also a fact. The third example. We are from Ethiopia. We are from Ethiopia. Where are you from? I'm from Ethiopia. This is fact. So you need to use present simple tense. So when we want to talk about fact, we need to use present simple tense. Again, we need to use present simple tense whenever we want to describe habits or what we call habitual actions. Gochoota irra deddeebiidhaan goonu akka habitiitti gochoota raawwannu present simple tense fayyadamuu qabna. For example, I get up early every day. I get up early every day. Ani yeroo hundumaa ganamtanii fadheen ka'a. Amala kooti kun. This is my habit. I get up early every day. This is what I do always. Gochoota akka kanaa amaleeffannee gochoota goonu present simple itti fayyadamuu qabnaa jechuudha. Or my sister brushes her teeth twice a day. Yeroo hundumaa ilkaan ishii yeroo lama rigatti guyyaatti obboleettiin kiyya. This is habit. This is her habit. Amaleeffatteetuma goote jechuudha kan. So this is an example of habitual action. Next, they travel to their country house every weekend. This is also what they do always as an habit or habitual action. So this is the usage of present simple tense. The fourth is for things that are always or that are generally true or what we call general truths. Waan akka walii galaatti haqa ta'e yookaan dhugaa ta'e namni hundumtuu irratti kan walii galu present simple tense itti dhimma baana. Fakkeenyaaf, it rains a lot in a winter. This is general truth. Everybody agree on it. There is no debate on this issue. So this is general truth. Or water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. This is also general truth. Plants need sunlight to grow. This is generally true. Biqiltoonni guddachuudhaaf ifa aduu isaan barbaachisa. Yookaan bishaan 100 degree centigrade irratti danfa. Yookaan immoo the sun rises in the east. This is also generally true. So this is the usage of present simple tense. The fifth usage of present simple tense is to indicate future planned action. Don't be confused again, guys. Whenever you want to talk an action which is planned in the future, which is obvious and you are sure for the action, you need to use present simple tense. Asirratti waa tokko kaasuun barbaada. Yeroo baay'ee simple future tense faana walitti akka nu alaan boone kun. Look at this example. The train leaves at 6 p.m. This is planned or scheduled action in the future. The time is also obvious at 6 p.m. Garuu himuma kana the train will leave at 6 p.m. otoo jenne, this is obviously simple future. But I'm not sure whether the train leaves at 6 p.m. or not whenever I use simple future. Simple future yoon fayyadame shurii miti gocha kanaaf. But if the time is planned and the action is obviously scheduled in the future time, we need to use present simple tense. Shakkiin hin jiru, sagantaan qabameera, gochi kun sa'aatii kanatti yookaan yeroo kanaatti raawwatanne shurii yoo taane present simple fayyadamuu qabna jechuudha. Look at the next example. My flight departs tomorrow morning. This is also planned action in the future time. The time is obviously indicated here, tomorrow morning. School reopens tomorrow at 3 p.m. So time indicators like 6 p.m. tomorrow morning or 3 a.m. are an indicator of planned or scheduled time in the future. So students, still we are discussing about the usage of present simple tense. This is the fifth one. That is great. Let's go to the next. After we define the term present simple and we discussed the usage of present simple tense, let's go to the structures of present simple tense. Students, can you mention the structures of present simple tense? That is great. Let's see together. Mee waliin ilaalu. Caasaan himaa present simple tense dhaan maal fakkaata kan jedhu waliin ilaaluuf deemna jechuudha. So, the structure of present simple tense are the basic sentence pattern. It is about sentence pattern. Gaafa structure of present simple tense jennu sentence pattern ilaaluu keenya, the basic sentence pattern jechuu keenya. So, this structure can be divided into 3 major groups, which is obvious: affirmative, negative, and interrogatives or question. Caasaasa bakka gurguddaa sadiitti qoonnee ilaaluu dandeenya. Affirmative structure yookaan positive structure isa jennu, negative structures and interrogative yookaan immoo gaaffii negatiivaa fi hima positiivaa qaba jechuudha. According to this definition, the structure of present simple tense can be divided into 3 structures. These are affirmative or positive structures, negative structures, and interrogative or question structures. So let's see one by one the structures of this present simple tense. Mee waliin haa ilaallu tokko tokko isaa. Number one, the positive structure, the positive form. Inni positive present simple dhaan akkamitti ijaarraa isa jedhu wajjin ilaallu. That is very simple. The positive sentence form in present simple tense is, look at this structure. Subject plus base verb, or what we call infinitives in English, plus in bracket S, ES or IES. Let's focus on this structure. Mee ilaallu xiyyeeffannaadhaan. Forming positive isa kan inni ittiin uumamu subject plus base verb yookaan immoo verb 1 infinitives isa jennu plus bracket keessatti immoo S, ES and IES. Don't forget, students, in the third person we add S, ES, IES in the third person, especially in the third person singular. Ramaddii sadaffaa warra jennu bamaqaa ramaddii sadaffaa warra jennu warra lakkoofsaan danuun taane warra qeexxee ta'e irratti verb 1 irratti dhannee S, ES yookaan immoo IES daballaa jechuudha. Akkamitti daballa? S kan, ES kan yookaan IES kana maal irratti hundoofnee daballaa isa jedhu gaaffii. But it is very simple. Let's see together. Look at this subject. I, you, we, and they. These are what we call plural subject in English. If the subject of the sentence are I, you, we, and they, we need to use the infinitives or verb 1 without S, ES or IES. Look at this example. I, you, we, they speak English at home. Let's go to the next example. He, she, it. Look at this subject, students. Be subject kana lala. He, she, and it. They are third person singular. Ramaddii sadaffaa lakkoofsaan qeenxee warra ta'aniin. So verbees itti fayyadamne immoo laala. Speaks. Speak plus S. So maal hubanna kanarra? Yoo subjectiin plurarii ta'e verb irratti hin daballu. Yoo subjectiin singularii ta'e, especially third person singular yoo ta'e, verbii keenya irratti dhannee sadan biraakeettii keessa keenya SC, ESC, IESC irratti daanaa jechuudha. But the great question here is how we can add S, ES or IES on the given verb if the subject is third person singular. Is it difficult, students? No. Let's see together. So we need to discuss the spelling rule for the verb in the third person singular. So this spelling rule may differ depending on the ending of the verb. The ending of the verb. Verbiin sun maaliin dhumaa isa jedhu irratti hundaa'e garaagartummaa qaba. Verbiin sun dhumni isaa maalidha kan jedhu irratti hundaa'e garaagarummaa qaba jechuudha. Let's see together. So for the verbs that are end in O, CH, ACH, SCS, X, Z, We add es in the third person. In the third person. Yoo verbiin keenya sun qubee oodhaan, qubee chidhaan, schidhaan, scsdhaan, xdhaan, zdhaan numa ta'e saabjektiin keenya immoo ramaddii sadaffaa qeenxee yoo ta'e esc irratti dabala verbii sana irratti. Fakkeenya kana ilaala. Look at the verb go. Go kan jedhu kun dhumni isaa oodhaan nu. Catch kan jedhu kun chdhaan nu. Wash kan jedhu kun chdhaan nu. I mean shdhaan nu. Kiss kan jedhu scsdhaan nu. Fix kan jedhu xdhaan nu. Fast kan jedhu kun zdhaan nu. So we need to add es on the given verb. Kana irratti maal daballa jechuudha? esc dabala. es irratti daballee third person singular formii hojjannaa jechuudha. So goonni jedhu gaafa san goes kan jedhutti dhufa. Catch kan jedhu, cash kan jedhu, washes kan jedhu akkasittiin uumamaa jechuudha. So spelling rule keessaa ni jalqaba. Verbii dhumni isaa qubeewwan armaan olitti nuti kaasne kanaan dhumuu jechuudha. Gaafa sana verbii keenya irratti hidhannee esc daballaa jechuudha. That is great. Let's go to the next. The next one is for verbs that end in consonant plus y. Consonant plus y. Yoo verbiin keenya sun konsonantii yookaas immoo dubbifamaa fi y'dhaan dhuma ta'e. Y'in dubbifamaadhaan followed ta'a yoo ta'e y sana omit gooneet iesc itti daballaa jechuudha. For example, look at the verb marry. R fi y'dhaan which is consonant plus y. Steady kan jedhu ilaala. D plus y. Carry kan jedhu ilaala. R plus y. Worry kan jedhu ilaala. R plus y. So we need to omit the final y, then we add the ies. So it becomes marries, steadies, carries, and worries. This is the next spelling rule. That is great. Let's see the next. But you need to focus on the verb which are ending with and in a vowel plus y. We just add s. Faallaa amma armaan olitti kaasirraa xumura dhumni isaa vowel if y-dhaan dhumu yoo ta'e garuu s qofa dabala. Fakkeenyaaf play kan jedhu ilaala. A fi y-dhaan dhumu. Enjoy kan jedhu ilaala. Enjoy kan jedhus ilaala. O fi y-dhaan dhumu. So yeroo akkanaa maal goona? Akka duraa iesc daballatoo hin taane sc qofa daballaa jechuudha. That is great. Let's go to the next. The next one is the negative sentence in the simple present tense or the negative structure. The negative sentence or the negative structure in the simple present tense. Akkamittiin hima tokko present simple tense keessatti negative goonaa jechuudha. Is it difficult? No. Let's see together. It's very simple. So, obviously, to make a negative sentence in English, we normally use don't or doesn't. Great. Yoo hima tokko negative gochuu barbaanne present simple tense keessatti don't fi doesn't fayyadamna. Don't fi doesn't kan nuti fayyadamnu subject hima sana irratti hundoofneeti. If the subject of the sentence is singular, we need to use doesn't. If the subject of the sentence is plural, we need to use don't, which is normal. So we need to use don't and doesn't with all verbs except to be verbs and modal verbs. Yo to be verbii fi modal verbii hin qabu ta'e. Obviously present simple tense in to be modal verbii hin qabaatu. Yoo to be ta'e not daballa don't hin daballu. Modal verbis yoo ta'e not daballa don't hin daballu. Kanaan alatti garuu don't fi doesn't normaalidha jechuudha present simple tense keessatti, which depends on the subject of the sentence. Look at this example. This is the affirmative or the positive form. You speak French. In this sentence, you is a subject, speak is a verb, and French is an object of this sentence. As you see from the example, akkuma fakkeenya kanarraa argitanitti, yuun plural subjectidha. So, speakii fayyadamna. Garuu gaafa negatiivatti jijjiirru hima kana, when we change this sentence into negative, we put don't between the subject and the verb. You don't speak French. Sababni isaa maaliif? Yuun plural subject waan ta'eef don't fayyadamna. Plural form of a verbidha kunis, which agree with the subject of the sentence, which is great. So you will see that we add don't between the subject and the verb. We add don't between what? The subject and the verb. As you see from the example, you is a subject, speak is a verb, so we add don't between the subject and the verb of the sentence. In this form, we can simply form negative sentence in present simple tense. So obviously we use don't when the subject is what? I, you. Look, I, you, we, and they. In other words, we use don't if the subject is plural. Your subject is danuu yookaan pluralii ta'e don't fayyadamna negative gochuufi jechuudha. Kanaan alatti garuu doesn't fayyadamna. Let's go to the next example. Look at this example. He speaks German. He kan jedhu subjectidha, which is singular subject, third person singular. So speak isa irratti SC daballaa jechuudha. He kan jedhu subjectidha, speak kan jedhu verbidha, German kan jedhu objectidha. But we need to add S on the given verb because the given subject is third person singular. When we change this one into negative, he doesn't speak German. He doesn't speak. Asitti of eeggannoo gochuu qabna. He doesn't speak in gen because doesn't is the singular form of don't. So we never and ever use double singular in a sentence or in a one sentence. So we need to use, be careful here. When the subject is he, she, or it, we add doesn't between the subject and the verb to make a negative sentence, which is very simple. So as I have said before, the letter S at the end of the verb in the affirmative sentence is disappeared or omitted. Hima tokko keessatti double singular fayyadamuu waan hin dandeenyeef SC omit goona jechuudha. Don't is the contradiction form of do not. Doesn't is the contradiction form of does not. So there is no difference in meaning, especially in spoken English or in spoken form. We need to use contradiction form. That is great. So doesn't is the singular form of don't, so we never use double singular form in a one sentence. This is why we use doesn't plus plural form of the given verb in a present simple. Sababni nuti doesn't enne plural form of the verb fayyadamnu sababa kanaaf jechuudha. Examples of negative sentence with don't and doesn't. For example, you don't speak Arabic. The subject of the sentence is you, so we need to use don't between the subject and the given verb. Chala doesn't speak Italian. Chala is a singular subject, so we need to use doesn't between speak and the Chala. But we never say Chala doesn't speak, which is grammatically wrong. We need to careful here. We don't have time for a rest. We is a plural subject, so we need to use don't. It doesn't move. Look here. It is a singular subject, so we need to use doesn't. They don't want to go to the party. She doesn't like fish. These are an example of negative sentences with don't and doesn't. Let's go to the next. The third structure of present simple tense is questions in the simple present tense. Questions, or what we call interrogative form. So to make a question in English, we normally use do or does, depending upon the given subject of the sentence. So it is normally put at the beginning of the question. We normally put do or does before the subject, which is followed by the subject of the sentence to make question form. For example, look at this one. This is the positive form. You speak English. So right now, we are going to change this one into question form. That is great. So we need to put do in front of the given subject. Why? You is a plural subject. So we need to use do, not doesn't. So do you speak English? Is a question form of the given sentence. As you see from the example, we add do at the beginning of the affirmative sentence to make it a question. Akkuma dura kaas do yookaan daasii subjectii dura finneet subjectii taansine verbii taansine objectii taansinaa jechuudha. Gaafa question form gochuu barbaadu. Duuf daasii akkamitti fayyadamu? Subjectii michaa irratti hundoofne. Yoo subjectiin singularii ta'e daasii jalqaba finna. Yoo subjectiin plurarii ta'e do jalqaba finna. For example, we use do when the subject is I, you, we, or they. So we can form the question form in this way. Look at this example again. He speaks English. French. He speaks French. The subject of this sentence is he, so we need to put does before the subject, which is followed by the subject, then the verb of the sentence. As it is one in the eeggachuu qabnu, does erga jennee booda speaks jechuu hin dandeenyu. Sababni isaa daasii fayyadamneerra singulaaritii ibsuudhaaf, subject verb agreement isaa agarsiisuudhaaf asitti daasii fayyadamneerra. Akkan dura kaase daasiin singular formii duuti. So double singular form ma tokko keessatti hin fayyadamnu waan ta'eef does he speak French jenna malee does he speaks French is totally wrong, grammatically wrong. So gaafa subjectiin keenya he, she fi it ta'u we add does at the beginning to make the affirmative sentence equation gochuudhaaf does fuuldura subjectii keenya jechuudha. Akkuma dura kaase s omit goona, s omit goona sababa does fayyadamneef. Great. Look at this example. Do you need a dictionary? Do you need? Asitti waan jirtu dhiyeeffachuu qabnu subjectiin hima kanaa maalidha jedhu you plural. So do kana fuuldura you keenya need irratti immoo maan dabalu. Does Mariam need a dictionary? Ammas does subject plus verb. Do we have a meeting now? Does it rain? Does it then rain? Do they went to go to the party? Do namas plural formula sababa zain plural subject ta'eefi jechuudha. Great. So gaafa gaafannu present simple tense dhaan deebisuu dandeenya. Present simply dhuma. Present simply waan gaafatamneef present simply dhaan deebina. So in questions that use do or does, it is possible to give short answers to direct questions as follow. Let's see this table. Mee table kana wajjin ilaalu. Table kana ilaalame. Sample question in question form or interrogative form in present simple jechuudha. Do you like chocolate? Yeah. Positive dhaan deebii kana deebisuu yoo barbaanne yes I do. Negative dhaan deebisuu yoo barbaanne immoo no I don't. Asitti subjectiinis verb form isaas plural. Do I need a pencil? jedhee gaafata. Do I need a pencil? jedhe subjectiin isaa I. So do I need a pencil? jedhee gaafata namni gaafata. So gaafa deebifnu yes you do jennaan malee yes I do hin jennu. Sababni isaa nama gaafatu inni yookaan ishiin do I need a pencil jedhee nu gaafate. Ani nan barbaada jedhee nu gaafate. Eeyyeen barbaadda yookaan immoo no you don't jennee deebisnaafi jechuudha. Do you both like a chocolate? Do you both isin lachuu barbaaddu jedhee nu gaafate. Yes we do or no we don't jennaan. Yes we do or no we don't. Do they like chocolate? Yes they do. They do or no they don't. Does he like? Look at this example. This is the singular subject with the singular form of the verb. Does he like chocolate? Yeah. So gaafa deebinus yes he does jenna yookaan immoo no he doesn't. Great. Does she like? Then does she like? So gaafa deebisnus maal jenna? Yes she does or no she doesn't. The last example is does it have a four wheels? Yes it does or no it doesn't. So gaafa deebisnus maal irratti hundaa'aa jechuudha? Subjectii hima sanarra adda baasuu qabna jechuudha. Subjectii hima sanaa dannee adda baasuu qabna jechuudha. This is the sample questions and the sample answers, short answers. Let's go to the next part. The next part is related national questions with the topic. jechuun national examin present simple tense dhaan wal qabatee dhufu ni jiraayi gaafatama present simple tense national exam irratti kan jedhudha gaafiin keenya gaafatama yoo gaafatame immoo akkamitti gaafatama gaafa qormaataaf qophoofnus akkamitti qophaa'uu qabnaa isa jedhu gaaffii muraasa national exam irraa fudhatameen isin agarsiisa. For example, Helen is not a morning person. Helen is not a morning person. She usually belongs at 9 in the morning, which is taken from 2016 national exam for social students. Gaaffiin kun gaaffii national examii bara 2016 barattoota sooshaaliitiif kan qophaa'e irraa fudhatame. Helen is a not morning person. This language is little bit formal warri native language gaafa fayyadaman. Helen is a not morning. Ishin nama ganama ka'uu jaallattu miti jechuu isaaniiti. Little bit formal language. I'm not a morning person. Yeah. Ganameeffadhee ka'uu nama jaallatu miti jechuudha. So look, our focus is here around. Here around. She usually belongs at 9 in the morning. So if you see the over sense of this question, it tells us something which is directly related with present simple tense. One present simple tense ifana hariiroo qabu wayiiti. Helen is a not morning person. Amalli ishii, this is an habit. Amalli ishii ganameeffattee ka'uun jaallattu. Yeroo hedduu kan ishiin gootu 9 in the morning kaati. So kun habitiidha amala ishiiti. So A is getting up, B will get up, C gets up, D get up. So the answer should be C, because the subject of this sentence is she. We need to add S on the verb get, so she usually gets up at 9 in the morning. Question number 2. If you hit eyes, it's blank. This question is also taken from 2016 national exam for social students. Gaafuma wal fakkaataa irraa fudhatame. If you hit eyes, it's blank. A would, B would have melt, C melts, D will melt. Yoo gaaffii kana laallesi conditional illee haa ta'u malee present simple tense faana waa walitti dhiyaatudha. Most probably the answer should be C or D. Garuu how we can identify whether it is C or D kan jedhu alaallu akkamitti adda baafna B fi C fi D keessa melts or will melt jechuu keenyaaf. Look at the sense of the question. Gaaffii kana seensiisa walii gala yoo laaltanii, if you hit eyes, it's blank. This is general truth, which is scientifically proved, generally truthy. So the answer should be C. Should be C. D dha jechuun hin dandeenyu. Structurally D ta'uu danda'a. Garuu general truthy dha waan ta'eef cabbii yoo isne inuma baqa waan ta'eef namni hunduu agree godha waan ta'eef the answer should be C again. Question number 3. She doesn't speak French very well. This question is about tag question. Even if it is tag question, it is directly related with present simple tense. Tag question ida. It is taken from 2014 national exam for social students. National exam bara 2014 irraa kan fudhatame. So tag question ida. Tag question ida egaru present simple tense idaan wal qabataa jechuudha. She doesn't speak. Yeroo kana eessa laalla dhufneetu aslaal. Subject plus does not negative does not kun negative. So gaafa negative ta'ee statement isa tag question isa immoo positive ta'a. So the answer should be what? The answer should be A. Does she? So this is all about present simple tense. That is great. So today we discussed about present simple tense with its structure, usage, and sample questions taken from national exam. The next topic will be the part 2, passive voice with present simple tense. Barattoota kutaa lammaffaa keessatti passive voice with present simple tense kan jedhu waliin kan laallu ta'a. Amma kutaa lammaffaa walitti deebinutti turtii gaarii qabaadhaa. This is Abdi Academy. Learn smart, shine bright. That is great, and have a good time.